Hey everybody, welcome back to Jon David's Journey. So, we are in Jon David's room. It's the first time that I've been home in 8 weeks, first time Mallory's been home in 10 weeks, and it's a little bittersweet being in here because we've got it all ready for him, but he's not here. But he will be at some point. We just don't know if it's going to be a couple weeks or a couple months, but he'll be here. So, now, last night was a bad night. He has been having this pattern all week of like between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. of desaturating, and they think that it's because he's being overly sedated along with his REM sleep cycle. So they are going to spread out his sedation more in terms of like when they give it to him, so they don't have multiple drugs being given to him at the same time, which they believe is causing the oversedation. They also weaned his methadone today, which should help with the sedation as well. And that pretty much was today. He weaned oxygen a little bit, but during the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., he's weaned oxygen every day. But when he gets to that cycle of 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., it shoots back up. And then basically we spend the day weaning it down, and then it shoots back up. And so we really haven't been making like forward progress. It's been more of like a up and down, but kind of staying in the same spot. So hopefully as they wean down the sedation and spread the sedatives out a little more, then it will help make it where he isn't trapped in the cycle, and then we can make some better progress forward on weaning the oxygen. Now, today I got out and went turkey hunting, and even though I missed my Jake, it was very, very fun spending time out in God's creation, and it was very relaxing. So I'm very thankful that Jon David was stable enough for me to be able to go out and spend a couple hours outside. Also, we had some visits from Aunt Amanda and Cousin Kara, and Cousin Kara made a painting for Jon David that you'll see here in a little bit, and she also had a poem written in there for him. And then we had a visit from Aunt Ruby, and Aunt Ruby brought some friends with her to visit us. I know we've talked before about how having community and having people who have had similar diagnoses or similar paths and some of the shared experiences really, really help kind of process everything and get through this. So Aunt Ruby had some friends who have had a very similar path to Jon David, or I guess it would be better to say that Denver had a path first and Jon David has a very similar one to him. They are the Wilson family, Allie, Trey, Kendall, and Denver, who has anomalous pulmonary venous return along with a hypoplastic aortic arch. So that's one of the things that he and Jon David share. However, his diagnosis is a little different, but it has the same underlying problem of a circulatory issue, especially a desaturation circulatory issue, and that if it goes untreated, it's life-threatening. And just like Jon David, he has had cardiac arrest and ECMO and collapsed lung and a bunch of different complications. And so it has been incredibly helpful for us to be able to meet them and meet somebody else and their family who has had a lot of these shared experiences. And if you're watching this years from now, or your family's getting ready to go through a journey with CHD, I would highly suggest trying to find other families who have gone through this before you and connect with them. We have also driven back to Lake Waccamaw, as y'all can see, because we're in Jon David's room. And this will be our first weekend away from Jon David. So we are coming back to spend Easter with Hunter. We're actually going to spend the whole weekend with him and do some stuff with him. We're going to go to Galloway Farms tomorrow. And we're going to get up early and go turkey hunting because he's never heard them gobble out in the woods. But as y'all saw in the video the other day, he is really excited to go see some turkeys. So hopefully we'll be able to hear some and see some, and he'll be excited. So hope you enjoy the clips and the photos, and good night and God bless. Jon David. Tell everybody bye-bye.